Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this new show of HumanityWins.net. And as you can see, we have my very good friend Tony from London again on the show. Thank you, Tony, for being back. This is your third show this year. We had you on your birthday, the January 1st. Then we had another one on the 29th, and this is the third one. So thank you for being back, Tony. And today we're going to talk about givers and takers. Okay, this is a very mainstream topic and something that everyone can relate to. I believe we, in a way, through our life, at some point we're givers, at some point we're takers, so everyone can relate to this. And so with that, Tony, would you like to start on your feelings on givers and takers, please?
Yeah. Thanks for the intro, Alex. Thanks, mate. I'm good to be back. Yeah, givers and takers, sort of an idea that I thought might have some legs. I'm sort of a person that sees the people and what they don't have. And I'm not an angel, I'm not a saint, but
We are not, mate.
no, I generalise. Yeah. But generally, I don't like seeing people in need. I don't like people homeless or short of food. Because I think I was born in a poor estate and we was all poor. So it's that kind of an atmosphere. People looked out for each other. And my mum had a friend on the ground floor who was on the fourth. And she was always going backwards and forwards. Mary, you got any sugar? Or you got a cigarette? And everyone was helping each other. So I think that stuck with me. So I see it as part of my DNA now. But I think people that it's only been in the last, maybe since the 80s when capitalism really kicked off and marketing and advertising. They wanted the latest model, the latest trainers, the latest whatever it was. People have changed. People have become takers. They want what others have got, and it's a competition. So, and that's changed them for the worst, I think, because they don't look out for other people anymore. They do, but not as much. They don't see the lack in others. They see the lack in themselves, what they don't have, rather than sharing. So I think there is a bigger subject there, because it changes our perspective to life. It's about give me, rather than what do you need? I've got something here, I'll help you. So there's two opposites to me, giving and taking. Yeah, mate. I think it changes your outlook and whether you're selfish or not. But it's in degree. It does depend on the person. But I think giving what you can afford to give, or whether it be food, money, clothes, give to a charity shop, it makes me feel good and it helps others, and it adds to a good spirit around, the community spirit. So I think that's the best way to go, personally. And the taking, if I need to take, I'll take grudgingly. I don't like taking off people. I've got that sort of, I'll pay you back. I'll definitely pay you back. I've got this sort of pride, maybe. But if I'm in need, I will take off people. But I like to give. I feel good about it when I give. That's it, mate. Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna not to say we have a difference of opinion, because we are totally aligned as most subjects, but I also see it something that recently happened. I mean, you know, I was recently traveling at the end of the year, Christmas time. I went on a little trip with my family. So I went to an airport and the usual things. Airports are very stressful places, because I think you see what you're saying in a different stance of taking advantage or not. Okay, like a
Yes.
taker, in the sense that I am privileged, I take advantage of others, and the givers in the fact that you don't make a fuss about it, or you accept it in a way. So it's a little bit different spin. Just give me a moment to develop the idea. So I
Yeah.
was in the airport, and I was traveling. Right now, airlines have this mostly around the world. People are going to relate. Have this system that you have a boarding group in your ticket. Okay. So I personally, it's very affordable, and you get the front seats of the airplane. So it's a minor, so you realize it's like £10 per person, something like that. So you get the front seats and you get boarding group 1, which I enjoy, but I pay for it. So I don't see that as a taker necessarily. Something is the rules, okay? So they put these signs, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. So of course you make a line when they announce the boarding, and you respect the line. So the first person that was there is the first person in group 1 is going to be the first actual person to board the plane, which has some advantages. So you can store your
baggages without problems, stuff like that. So we were there, and we were not the first ones, but we were close to the sign. So we're probably, I don't know, fifth, sixth, me and my two boys and my wife. And suddenly a person, which had group one, the line gets very long because a lot of people pay for it. And the airline gladly will sell as much group ones as you want. And will sell you the idea that the first to get on board. Okay, yeah, but they sell like half the plane. So the line was very long. So he looks at the line. He was right beside me, but he looks at the line and he puts in group two, which was almost empty. So which decides. So they start group one. Again, I'm developing the idea. Please bear with me, everyone listening. And as I was the first one, and then my boys, my wife, and he goes into group one like, okay, like you didn't see me, or I was here all the time, or something like that. I clearly saw that he arrived very late and he was in group two. And I didn't say anything. I'm trying to change in that sense. 10 years ago, I would have said, hey, I saw you completely. It's a disrespect to everyone. Go back to the line, okay? Or I'll tell that's me 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right now, mate, I feel it's not my place to say this, to instruct the world. If you don't know how to behave, that's a clear violation of many things. Maybe I'm making a fuss and say, that's a problem. I mean, it was two people because it was him and another person in a kind of a group, two friends or something like that. But you're totally disrespecting and dishonoring everyone that make a proper line. That shows the respect to the law of balance, the law of not interference, in the sense that you accept your position in the line, that you made the effort to be the first one, or in the middle, or in the back. That's as you prefer. Some people don't like to get on board immediately. That's fine. But for you to trick, and he made a smile, like a smirk, like, haha, I'm so smart, like everyone, these idiots made a line, and I put in group two, and I just slid in, and this guy didn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
That's a taker, okay, for me. That's someone taking is, you can take, but when you take it from the heart, when you, for example, are in clear need of help, if we go to Africa, mate, and we try to help, and for example, I saw this creator, he has gotten a lot of backlash, but I saw it as a good thing. Mr. Beast, he's the largest channel on YouTube. He has like 300 million subscribers, something like that.
Wow.
So he went to Africa, mate, and put 100 water systems for communities, okay? People that didn't have running water or water immediately available, they made a hole in the ground until they find water is everywhere around the world. The only problem is the depth. You can find it 5 meters, 3 meters, or you can go 100 meters, but you're going to find water. So they put these wells or something like that, automated with pumps and that, 100, and he paid for it. But they gave him because he made a show about it. Okay, maybe some people could say, do a good deed and don't say anyone. Yes, I can agree, but the good point that he did it and he paid for it. Okay,
Yes.
So those people he helped are not takers, like this guy, that they're not taking advantage. They're clearly in need. So when you help someone in need, this from the heart, from you, and it's from the heart from the one receiving, I think it's not a giver or a taker, it's just beautiful. A taker is what I just explained. It's someone that takes advantage, I think. Someone that screws people over, takes. That steals, takes. That defrauds, takes. You know, that's why I was going to tell you, I was going to kind of give it a different spin. And because we all have been givers and takers. And right now, for example, I'm a taker. I've been helped. I'm in need of help financially. And family members and friends have helped me. I'm going to pay back, mate. I don't have any doubt. It's not free. I'm going to pay back. Okay. And you know the details. I'm not going to share them, bore people with them, but you know all the details of my plans. But I'm right now, and I'm taking it from the heart. And it's a beautiful thing. Okay. It's not that I'm taking it saying, I don't care. I'm not going to pay you back ever, but you don't know that. No. For me, it's such an honor to be helped like that. So that's why I shared. During life, it's very difficult. You're never a taker. At some point, young or old, you are a taker, but taking advantage, that's the bad part. And that's a violation of the law of balance, of the law of not interference, of the law of free will. Okay, when you do that, you dishonor all the ones you're taking advantage of. And the mind plays you the trick of, you are so smart. You are so smart, going to group 2, sliding in. You didn't have to make a line. Or the ones with the car, that there's a line of car during traffic, and they go all the way to the front. And then they ask you, can I go in? No, go back and make it. I mean, why? And of course, you let them in, and they have this smile of, oh, I'm so smart, you see,
Yes.
because these idiots are making a line, are wasting 10, 15 minutes. And I
Yeah.
found this, and no, don't ever do that, because it really, it's just that you are dishonoring everyone that we have our place in the universe. And the moment we stop disrespecting each other and violating the law of balance, that we're better than others, that we deserve more than others, that's the moment we're creating. And that's, even if it's a little karma, okay? There's a little lesson there you're gonna have to clear. Of course, minor, because it was not like he killed me or anything like that. But that what got me a little bit was the smile. Instead of maybe saying, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't see the line. Can I go in? Yeah, sure, go in. But doing it, he didn't even ask. He just let in like, oh, I was here all the time. I was a little bit out of place in row 2 or group 2.
Yes.
No, you weren't. I saw you all the time. And I saw your intent. As soon as I saw he was looking at this line, and they were talking to each other saying, oh, but this group 2, yeah, we're gonna try it.
It's a way, isn't it?
So I just want to share a little story, how I see givers and takers. Of course, mate, I also want to say, you clearly say, I give. It doesn't matter that you give little or more, okay, mate? What matters is the intentionality from the heart, and I know you have it. So that's the important thing. We are givers because that's what we're here to do, to give, okay?
Yeah.
To give. So if you do it like you do it from the heart, with no intention of anything in your benefit, that's beautiful. That's the problem maybe that Mr. Beast had. He should have done the 100 wells. And he shouldn't maybe just, I did it. And the universe saw it. And that's the important part. And I don't want any benefit out of it. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want any benefit. But I still appreciate it, because that's so beautiful that he shares some of his money. And money in giving and taking, in inserting money in the discussion, is not the same, mate. 1,000 pounds for you and I is not the same to Mr. Peace, which has hundreds of millions of dollars probably already in wealth, or Taylor Swift, which has $1 billion in wealth. So for her, 1,000 pounds, $1,000 is like a cent to us. It's like 10 cents to us. Okay. So usually people that have a lot of money want to say, well, it's the same. I have to work for it. No, it's not the same. It's not. And again, if you don't want to share a cent, don't do it. Because if you want to share it, offset, if you want to share it, like, I have to give back 10%, don't do it, mate. Don't do it. Because the intentionality is very important. And by the way, it's not going to work as money as energy. If you do it, I'm going to donate 10% to the Red Cross. You didn't do anything. Better don't do it. Keep your money. That's what you want. You do it from the heart. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And that's money as energy. So that's what I share. You're hearing and you're very wealthy. You have an opportunity. If you do it from the heart, you're doing something beautiful. It's not going to benefit you. I want to clarify. It's not a summation system. It's not that you do and you're going to be rewarded. Because if the universe was like that, mate, with reward comes punishment. With duality, always. Oh, some people have to be happy, some people have to suffer. I don't believe that. We could all be happy. Some people are going to be rewarded and some people are going to be punished. The universe never punished. And the universe has already rewarded you by creation. The Creator gave us everything in the heart, all the wisdom, all the tools. We're capable of amazing things, mate. Okay? Good that we are not able to tap into this reality, because we will be like the Atlantis, okay? The Atlantis was an enlightened, a moment in humanity of enlightenment that went through abuse, because we could fly, we could time travel, and it destroyed itself because we didn't have the maturity. When we get those gifts, are going to give entirely for others. We're not going to think of ourselves because we have that maturity level. Okay?
Sure.
In a way, you are already ready for those gifts, because I know you're everything. You don't care about you. It's everything. How can I help? And that's the message of the show of giving and taking. Always try out of your heart with no reward possible.
Yes, that's the point.
Just do it out of the kindness of your heart, and you don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to post it in Facebook. You don't have to upload anything. Just if you do a good deed, trust me, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes, exactly. It's good, really good points you make there, because there's so much I wanted to comment on, but
I'm sorry, I went along. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, that's not a problem. It's my memory's the problem. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to comment on it all, but I can't remember it.
Do you want to comment on the story of the person sliding, or?
Yeah, the person like in a nutshell, I kind of see it as these people that take liberties, they take advantage, they abuse their power. So rather than queue in a line and wait their turn, or not take credit for something they did, you know, give freely, but don't take. If you say, "I gave this money to this person, aren't I good?" That's taking credit.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily receiving a physical object of money. It's taking credit, which is ego. So the person in the queue, his ego, his mind is telling him, "Yeah, I'm smarter than this next guy, or the people in this queue.
Yeah.
I'm above. I'm up here. They're down here." It's ego. So they abuse their power, but they become more trapped in their mind. They become more disconnected from their heart. And I think when you give freely from the heart, like you said, you feel good because there's a common bond. There's a common bond that you're nourishing them, and it's like divinely you're nourishing yourself. But you can't explain it. It's just goodness. It's divinity. It's you feel good. And yeah, I think these people that are takers and taking advantage, abusing their power, their intention is wrong because they feel they're gaining by taking material stuff or taking advantage and getting ahead of the queue. And maybe they are. They're profiting in that way materially, but their conscience can't rest because they're not profiting divinely. They're not profiting via doing the right thing. So yeah, it's an amazing way that the universe is set up, the way Source, God sets up the universe. If you do wrong, your conscience will let you know later on, and you'll suffer. You might get the advantage now, but later on, it all comes back to you. And those that do good, it's like they said in the Bible, I believe. I'm not a great Bible reader. My dad tried to make me read it a few times. The meek will inherit the earth. It's like the humble. Say that the humble will inherit the earth, or they will. I don't believe in religion anyway, so I shouldn't bring in religion. But it's those that don't take, those that are humble enough to say, "I had enough. I've got extra. Do you need any?" It's those that are humble, not takers, but givers, who live a better life and feel better about themselves. Yeah, it's a spiritual thing. So there's a lot in this, mate. Yeah, giving and taking. People don't seem to realise they've been disconnected from their source, their connection to source. I think that's what it is. And the mind's got involved. The mind's disconnected them with ego. So I would leave it, yeah, heart or ego. That's where the giving and taking comes, mate.
Yes, mate. And you're totally right. And again, I also wanted to comment several things you were saying. But going back to the line example, you will think from a mainstream standpoint, the one that won was these two people. I see it differently. The one that won was me by not reacting, by not being belligerent, by not having me to tell them this is wrong. Okay, you figure out this is wrong. So another example is, these parking places special for handicapped people. This is global, okay? This is all around the world. And in the United States, you don't do it because they'll find you a lot of money and very quickly. So that's what people, mainstream idea. My feeling is you don't do it because it's wrong, because those parking places are for people that need more space, that need to be closer to the supermarket or to the shopping mall or whatever, because they have limited mobility or issues, okay? That's the reason. You don't do it because of the fine. You don't do it because they're gonna take your car away. Same that you don't kill your neighbor because they're gonna put you in jail 20 years or in some place even execute you. You don't do it because it's your kindness that usually mess with anyone, especially your neighbor, I would think. But you are not a bad being. You're a good, loving being. That's something that it's impossible for you even to harm someone. Is something that it should be inconceivable. So what happens here sometimes, similar situation to the airplane, is you're looking for a parking space, there's no space, you're looking, maybe someone that's gonna leave or something, and then suddenly, usually I don't know why, ladies, I know why, they will go into the handicap. And then as you're seeing them as they're leaving the car, and sometimes they will look at you like, I'm very busy, I'm in a hurry. That's the justification. How is that justified? I mean, that's maybe in your mind, that justification, okay?
Yeah, it's always the mind. Mind. Yeah.
But the reality is this is wrong. And maybe they looked a little bit for, for a space and they eventually saw the handicap free. Because here in Mexico, not as in the United States, and again, I don't believe we should operate through punishment, mate. You see, I don't see it as a good thing that I don't park there because I'm going to get a fine. No, don't park there because those are special for people that have physical issues. That's the reason, okay? You shouldn't be above them, okay? They need it. So let that sink in. Not the fine, not that they're going to take away the car, not that they're going to put points in your license, driving license, whatever. Okay.
Can I just intercept a little bit?
Yeah, okay.
On that comment with the woman in the parking space, and she gets out and she just says, I'm in a hurry.
Like
I see that as
that's the justification.
Yeah. And it's like we talked about it before. The mind runs scripts, like programs. Christmas is turkey, stuffing, roast potatoes, Christmas tree, lights, and presents. And that's a program. It's a script in your head. And people follow it on autopilot. Or, I've got a meeting. I'm late for a meeting. But I'm going to go to the car park up, walk to the meeting. So it's a script. And when she saw you, look at her, she was running a program in her head that was telling her what to do. So she was kind of on autopilot. And probably by the time she reached where she was reaching, you saw her, she didn't have a memory of it. She didn't even see what she was doing. She could have jumped a red light and not noticed it because she's not present. She's not in the moment. And I think that's what the problem is, mate. We have, the mind runs lots of scripts, programs of different activities that we do, and we go on autopilot. So we neglect the world around us. So yeah, that's just a little comment on that lady with the car parking. We tend to go in, the mind uses us as a vehicle when we should use the mind as a tool to use, not the other way around. So instead of listening to the scripts, letting the scripts run us, we should be present and say, oh, there's a parking space. No, I won't park there. I'll park where I should park. But that's why I see the problem, mate. The mind and its scripts, its programs. Yeah, I thought it was quite important to just mention that. That's all.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Do you want to say something else? Or?
No.
Okay, just that. Because I wanted to say, a show that I did recently, probably a couple of weeks ago, that, the intentionality, that your intuition, which is basically your spirit, your heart, the divine connection, the same thing. Okay, I'm there, there's a parking spot, immediately the intuition says no. And that's the only thing. No. Doesn't give you an explanation, doesn't have to make sense. It is very basic on its no, it's wrong. No, that's it. It's not for you. You're not handicapped. And if you were handicapped, immediately your intuition will say, yes, that's for you. That's your spot. Okay.
That's fair.
So the mind, which is a tool overused and takes over us if we allow it. And you and I think do a pretty decent job of keeping our minds at bay.
Yeah.
We'll go saying, okay, you're in a hurry. And the parking is there. And who knows if it's going to be used. And, just do it this one time because you're in a hurry. And that's the justification. So what I think you see when someone does that, or someone steps in the line of the airplane and says, I'm sorry, I remember one time also, interject another story in traveling, and that one was, I could not do it. We had a problem in Frankfurt Airport out there in Germany, and we were going to lose our plane to Houston, Texas. And it's a mess, man. If you do that, they send you the next day. If they do, you have to get a hotel. It's a mess, man. So I was there. I was about to be helped by an employee of Lufthansa airline, a German airline. And someone came and didn't even ask, stepped in front of me, similar to the situation. But on that one, I'm sorry, I'm here. Our plane leaves in 30 minutes, okay? Yeah, but our plane leaves in an hour, but we're going to, whatever explanation is, I'm sorry.
Yes.
If I could, I would let you go in. I need to be helped. And so the lady calls next, and we go together, and I say, I'm sorry, this person stepped in the line. I mean, if I had the time, I would allow them. Honestly, if I had 2 hours to my plane, 1 hour to my plane. So she said to the other one, leave. Okay, I know what happened here, so go, and said, go back to that. And she started asking people, and to be honest, in that situation, which is a little bit different, you're not trying to take advantage. In that situation, someone that has a plane in an hour or 2 hours, yes, step in front of me, okay? Yeah. And again, that's not a taker, and that's not a giver. That's just beautiful. That's from my kindness, step in, and the other person accepts it. But this one wanted to be a taker. She said, I don't care if you lose the plane. She told me that. I don't care if you guys I don't care. I don't want to lose my plane. I cannot lose my plane, something like that. Oh,
Selfish.
so with that attitude, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely do it. Sling it. Yeah.
So we eventually made it. One of my boys had to run to the gate and said, "My parents are coming," because I just couldn't do it, mate. I mean, sprinting there, but my boy made it. He sprinted to the gate. We were the last people to step in the plane. Actually, we got in and the plane left 5 minutes after or something like that. So, and by the way, it was not our fault. It was a problem in Milan, Italy, that they didn't give us our boarding passes for the next flight. Said they had one, which is uncommon. That's the whole thing. They give you the boarding passes, you go to the gate, we will have been fine. Say no, reaching Frankfurt, you have to go to Lufthansa, and they're going to give you the boarding passes there. And if there was I don't know, we had an hour or something of time or something, there was 40 people waiting. And we made the queue at the end, like it should be, okay?
Yeah.
So
You played it fairly. You was
so
being
I
fair.
think intentionality, mate, has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Like saying, I don't care about others, I care about me. There's never a justification for that. Never.
No.
I'm in a hurry, I'm going to lose my plane. Never a
Yeah.
justification to put yourself above others.
Yeah.
If you made your line, you respected the law of balance, you respected the law of not interference, so you deserve your place. So the line is long, you make your line, you make it to your plane, great. The line is long, you make the line, you miss your plane, great. You respect it, you see.
Yeah.
Again, from the bottom of your heart, if you have time, you say, step in front of me.
Yeah.
However, in a way, now that I think of it, it could also be wrong because you're affecting the ones behind you. Maybe there's one that is. So it gets very complicated, but definitely the attitude was, we're going to go to the front of the line and we don't give a shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That was that there were people from Poland, and I'm not, what's the name? I'm not, I have many Polish friends, they're great people, but they say, no, we're going to miss our plane, so we have justification. Well, we are also going to miss our plane. And now you just made a 30, 40-minute line. So go back to the line. Okay.
Rules are the rules, isn't it? Rules are the rules. That's it. But I do think people are very in their heads too much, and they don't see what's around them because they're running these programs that are telling them, well, I've got this hour to do this, I've got an hour to do that, 30 minutes to do this. And then they're never present. They're hardly ever present. It's like I had an analogy of a lighthouse, and you know the lighthouse is that's in the sea that on the shore, and it protects the ships from rocks.
Yep.
But at the top is a big light, and inside the light goes round in a circle. And I've got an analogy of the mind and a person. So when they're thinking, up there thinking, all the light is boarded up. It's got balls all around it, so the lights are blocked in. But there's one little piece of wood that's torn away, so one slat is missing. And that's all they see of the world. So when the light goes round, goes all the way around, and when it comes back to the front, they see out they just see the world for a little split second, and then they're back in their head again thinking. So they're planning and plotting and scheming on what they're going to do and how they're going to outmaneuver this person and cheat this person, and they're in their head all the time. So the lighthouse is, the more you get rid of the boards, the more you see the world. And you're not in your head. And I think that's the best way to live your life. Be in the present. And don't have an idea where you want to be and plot your route and, plan your day. But be awake to life. Don't stick to the script like it's life and death. Be fair with people. So, yeah, we're back to the mind again, mate. We're the heart and the mind, isn't it? It's always tug of war between them two. But yeah, if people could see the incentive of being nice, if there was an incentive that they knew would work, which there is, maybe they'd try it. Because when you're nice to people, people respond better to you. And that's gold. You can't buy that. Goodwill, you cannot buy that. So I think people need to learn in their own time. They need to find it out in their own way. Maybe crash and burn a few times and then come back and, I'll try being nice maybe, see how that works. And maybe that's it. That's just life. It's trial and error,
Yes, yes, totally, mate. And you're totally right. A lot of these conceptions is I believe that, again, we're an animal and a spirit, and we're having the spirit is having an animal experience. So it's up to you how much animal, how much spirit you want to be. Okay.
Yeah.
And I believe these things do happen in the world. I don't want to say it's wrong or right. Really, I don't have an explanation. Okay.
Yeah.
out there in the jungle or something. I just see it. It's that out there. You're out there. A bigger animal eats you. Is it fair? It's a natural world. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we are much better than that. That's why I clarify. We have a distinction. Okay. We have a spirit, but
Yeah.
through spirit comes consciousness, and it gets very complicated. But I think we abuse that capacity of understanding we're something else. That's why we have built this world about humans. Okay, cities and all that, and
Yeah.
even people talk about bees, for example. Don't worry about it. We're going to find other ways, artificial, to get food and stuff like that. Yeah, but what about the bees and all of the other animals and species and plants and that depend on them? They can go screw themselves. So that's why I say, if we just could really in our hearts see ourselves that we're not more or less than anyone,
Yeah.
we
Or
could.
plants.
Sorry?
Or plants. Plants.
Plants, yes.
Talking earlier, wasn't we, about plants?
Yes.
I thought that was really interesting what you said about it. That they had feelings. The lady that went.
My grandmother, yes.
Yeah, that's a really interesting subject. Like we've lost connection between us and nature. That's a good.
Especially plants. With animals, we see reactions. And again, we're very attached to the senses. So with
Yeah.
animals, we hear them, we see them move, we see them even have body language, even if they don't talk to us, especially pets, okay? Dogs, cats, etc. But with the plants, they don't usually move, they don't make noises. Some do, okay, but most species they don't move, they don't react, they don't. But I share with you the story that my grandmother will talk to the plants and
Yeah.
we have like a conversation with the plants. Of course, with no feedback, but she will say, "Oh, how nice are you today? And you're growing very nice." So the plants they were really thriving. The plants she had on her balcony, okay, in an apartment. And when she will travel, she will come to Mexico to visit us from Italy. She will ask people to water the plants, usually, my aunt or someone. And but the plants will not thrive. And if she was here a time for months, the plants will eventually die without her.
Yeah.
So
It says it
how
all.
do you explain that? I mean, there's no explanation. The explanation was they were dependent or they were this bond. Same as when a dog loses, the owner or something like that, and these stories that the dog is out there and eventually dies of sadness, of
Yes.
because they have this connection. I see very important point. I see
Yeah.
nature that looks at us. Okay, plants, birds, animals, lions, all of us. Oh, you are different. Yes, you are human. That's our connection. The animal world, the natural world.
Yeah.
They're also spirit.
Yeah.
And I believe they're all waiting for us to get it, to become this enlightened species in planet Earth. We are not enlightened right now. We're behaving like animals, okay? And these reactions of stepping in line, of saying, screw it, I'm sorry, I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat you, stuff like that, okay? Not I'm hungry and I shouldn't eat you. It's I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat you, I need money, I'm gonna defraud you. Again, like I told you, the employee that stole from me, the justifications. I needed money. I don't make enough money. And you have more money than me. Those are justifications, mate? No, you shouldn't rob anytime, no matter the situation. That's a spiritual behavior, not an animal behavior saying, I needed it, so I took it.
No. Yeah, people, they justify what they want and neglect other people. They don't want to see the suffering or the lack in other people, as long as they're happy, as long as they've got what they want, which is not good. Yeah. But yeah, people are on their own path. Like I like your analogy of the line. We're all on the line, and some are further ahead, some are further behind. And that's a good way. I like that. That sort of sums it up. So it allows me to be more patient with certain people and other people more patient with me because I'm further behind as well. And when you look at it like that, it gives you perspective that, yeah, that annoyed me so much last time, but I see it. They're on the line. Give them time. And yeah, the source works through us all, I believe. And it's up to us to allow it to work through us more and become in tune with it. Otherwise, the mind rules us, and that's where the problems are.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem of humanity.
See.
If we will stop listening to our minds and start listening to our hearts, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
But if that will happen, mate, and I'm not saying I'm doing it. Please don't get me wrong. I'm a work in progress. I'm in the line. I don't care where I'm in the line, and I don't care where other people are in the line. We're just in the line. The good part is just try to be better every day. That's the only thing. Don't be concerned if you're very far behind or you're far ahead. There are no bonus points.
No.
But if we will fill with our hearts, mate, the first thing we'll do is how is possible to have an Africa in this world? We will all say, take everything from us and let's build a fair world that a lot balanced. That maybe we all have just to eat, and we don't have any cars, but we are all. It's just that's why. How do we fix this world? This world, I don't think is fixable. Okay,
We fix ourselves.
We fix ourselves. Yes, that's the only thing you can do, and you have made your participation to doing a better world. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
If everyone will fix themselves, I can assure you, the first thing we'll say is, how about our brothers and sisters from Africa, from Asia, from Latin America? I mean, and it's not sending money, mate, because it's the same analogy as the rich person donating 10% and saying, yeah, there you go. I did my part. No, you didn't. Okay. The intentionality is very important. Okay. The intentionality is very important. It's not throwing money at the problem. It's really saying this world is not right what we're doing. Okay. Because as the same as the person in the line on the handicap spot, and they were thinking about themselves, countries think about themselves. That's why I totally disagree. Donald Trump is an enlightened being, as this school of thought, that he is a higher dimensional being that has reincarnated in planet Earth for the benefit of humanity. How is that when he only talks about the United States? How is that when he hates everyone else? He hates China, he hates Mexico, he hates whatever. How is that when he says that everyone is taken from the United States when we know that historically the United States by force have taken from most people? Okay, they just make a war and they take. I'm sorry, I have a lot of American friends. I love you guys, but it's his facts. Okay, so how is that everyone now is taking advantage of the United States and everything is all, they want to make borders and walls and they want to close up the United States? How is that humanity? How is that universal? How is that enlightened? Nothing of that is enlightened. That's why I totally disagree with the story that Donald Trump is this beautiful enlightened being that is here to free humanity from whatever is going on. No
Actually, mate, I think leaders are the problem. I don't think we need leaders.
No.
Because if we change ourselves, like it's automatic. There won't be a need for leaders because you see a problem, you help. You see a lacking, a needing someone, food, water, you'll go and help them. So leaders won't even be necessary, in my view. Yeah. So Trump, all they do is stir the pot. They divide us up and rule. They divide and rule. Tell gossip about this group and lie about that group and get us fighting each other so they can become richer. Yeah. That's all they do.
Or more powerful, mate. Maybe money, there's a point that money is not really the objective. It's power. Yeah. It's power and, ego or whatever, being the leader of the world. I don't know. You're totally right, mate. We don't need leaders. They sell us the idea that without leaders, without governments, it will be Mad Max world. Yes, if we go through our minds, if we act like animals, it will be the Mad Max world. Okay, the more powerful, the ones with guns will destroy the others and keep the world, and then they will eventually destroy each other, and humanity will be done. Okay, without government. So governments sell you the idea that they keep humanity in check. Okay, you see the point I'm making? If we go through our hearts, mate, we could get rid of governments, and the only intention is going to be help each other. I don't care about me. Help each other. Go to Africa, rebuild Africa. Go to whatever. My neighbor needs help. I'm here to help. I'm not about me. The ecstasy, we get all this comfort and all these things with money and that they're thrills of the body. Okay, and that's why some people get into drugs, alcohol, sex, also addiction, gambling, and whatever, or just this thriving of traveling and everything, or having cars, fast cars, and fast. Okay. Yeah. When you discover, you said there was a price, and you're right. I don't think it's a price that you're going to get a better life because you do good. The doing good is you're going to be in ecstasy, in a universal spiritual ecstasy of understanding I was built to be this. I was built to be a good being. I'm a good being. Yeah. I'm equally deserving. And my only purpose, I don't need anything because I have me. I don't need anything from outside, mate. You don't need relationships. You don't need nothing. You just need to uncover you. When you do that, then you understand that your mission is to help. And then you thrive to that. You thrive. You feel ecstasy. You don't need drugs, you don't need alcohol, you probably
Oh.
don't need even little food, and that's what's coming to humanity. I've shared with you privately that I believe we're in a moment that humanity is gonna go there. So is there gonna be iPhones? No,
Yeah.
because you're not gonna need them anyway. You're not gonna be in your phone all day like that. You're gonna be out there just existing and thriving and in full ecstasy.
You won't want to chase it all. You won't want to go for that stuff. You'll feel content in yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you are like a prototype of the future, man. Okay.
I don't know, mate.
So like the way you live, some
Maybe.
people will say, oh, maybe. I mean, my wife was telling me the other day that I haven't bought clothes in I don't know how many time, and when I change my phone and we share, it's because my phone died basically, and this not attachment to materialism is great, mate, because you don't need it. You notice that you don't need it, mate. Of course, in this reality, I need a phone. Okay, I mean, everyone has a phone. Some could claim, no, you don't need it. Well, I need it for my job, and I need my job to create money, and there's a chain there. Okay, but when I see your life, I see again, you go out there and you enjoy every day, and you're in ecstasy, and you help any way you can, and you live this basic life. That to some will say, oh, but he doesn't have a car, he doesn't travel. Yes, you're looking at the wrong way. That's the old world, okay? The new world is we're going to be like natives. And what, do natives have phones? No. Do natives have cars? No. But they live, trust me, they live so peacefully, so in attachment with nature, with each other. And they understand that nature is to be, the world is to be respected. And I go back to the point that I think the nature sees us and they know we are here to take care of this world, not to take advantage of it, to take care of this world, be respectful, okay?
Yeah.
Mate, we're actually a little bit extended on time, so do you have anything in closing?
No, it's been good chat, mate. Giving and taking. I think the reward is in the giving. The reward is in, as we said, feeling good about helping someone in need. Seeing a skinny person on the street and giving them some food or helping anyone. It just comes back to you spiritually in so many ways. And the more you do it, the more you align with your soul and your connection to source. So for me, giving is ahead of the curve. Giving is the way to go. Taking is the old ego world. It's the mental world where everyone's out for themselves because the rulers have taught us this way. They've taught us wrong. And giving, for me, mate, is the way to go. And thanks for the chat. It's been great.
No, thank you. And so interesting. And when we started the topic, we don't prepare them. That's the best way. It's just our intuitions here. And great chat as always. Thank you for suggesting this topic. To everyone watching, please stay for the last 2.5 minutes of the show. And if everything is okay, it's coming out on a Monday. I will see you back on Friday. Thank you, Tony. As always, thanks, mate.
All the best.
Thanks.
Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from touching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. put in the work to patch things up, and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.